Good evening, family. Welcome back to Nubian Narrator News, where we peel back the layers of this soggy little island and show you the rot beneath the roast dinners. And tonight's story? Oh, it's a big one. The migrant hotel evictions in Epping. Yes, Epping, that leafy Essex town where the most exciting thing used to be spotting a fox in Waitrose car park. Now it's the front line of Britain's immigration mess. The government has finally said, "Checkout time is now, migrants. Keys at reception. Thank you." Cue outrage. Cue sympathy violin music on Channel 4. Cue think pieces in The Guardian about Britain losing its compassion. But here's the twist. A whole lot of people, ordinary, working class, tax-paying Brits, are clapping their hands and saying, "Finally." Let's talk money. Hotels in Epping were being rented out for migrants, and not budget hostels either. We're talking your mid-range family holiday type hotels, paid for by, guess who? The British taxpayer. You, me, Nan with her pension, families working 2 jobs. Meanwhile, those same families can't get a council house, they can't see a doctor without waiting 6 weeks. Their kids are crammed into classrooms where teachers are already breaking down from stress. But somehow, the government always had money to stick strangers from halfway across the world in hotels that most locals couldn't afford themselves. And now people are saying, enough. And they're right. If this country can't house its veterans, its elderly, its homeless, what business does it have putting up every new arrival in hotels? Because let's be honest here, this is about fairness. Every single working class Brit knows what a waiting list feels like. Housing list, healthcare list, benefits list, you name it. You wait and you wait and you wait. But if you arrive on a dinghy from Calais, suddenly you're fast-tracked into hotel accommodation. Free meals, pocket money, Wi-Fi, medical care, and the locals are looking at that and thinking, hold up, where's my fast track, where's my free room? And you know what, they're not racist for asking that question, they're human, because fairness matters, and it's not fair to put outsiders above your own. Epping isn't London, it's not Birmingham, it's not even Manchester, it's small-town England. People there have lived in the same houses for generations. They know their neighbours. They play cricket on the green, they go to the pub, same faces, same accents, same way of life. And then, suddenly, the hotels are filled with strangers. Different languages, different cultures, different expectations of life. And the locals were told to smile, clap, and foot the bill. Of course they were going to push back. Epping represents that dream Britain has of itself. Hedgerows, quiet streets, the England of postcards. And for a lot of people that's worth protecting. But switch on the BBC and it's all tears and tissues. Families are being forced out of hotels. Children will have nowhere to go. Cue sad piano music. What they don't show you? The British children already living in mould-infested flats. The British families bouncing between hostels because they're on waiting lists. The British pensioners literally dying of cold in winter. Where's the sad piano music for them? Where's the outcry? It doesn't exist because the establishment has decided whose suffering counts and whose doesn't, and guess what? It's never yours. Let's cut the nonsense. Let's say what everyone's whispering. This isn't just about hotels, this is about identity. Britain, especially towns like Epping, still wants to look like Britain. White faces, English accents, recognisable culture. You can call it racist if you want, but for the people in Epping, it's about survival of their way of life. They don't want to become strangers in their own home. They don't want their kids growing up in an England they don't even recognise, and they've got every right to draw that line. So now, the migrants are being told to leave, the hotels want their rooms back, the government wants its budget slashed, the locals want their town returned, and for once, Britain is listening to its own people. The migrants will move on. Some will get housing, some won't, but Epping has spoken, and it's not cruelty, it's clarity. The message is simple. This is England, this is ours. We decide who stays and who goes. So to the activists tweeting from their London flats about compassion, compassion is feeding your nan before you feed strangers, compassion is housing your homeless before strangers, compassion is making sure your kids have schools and healthcare before anyone else does. And to the migrants, safe travels. You came, you stayed, you ate the buffet breakfast, and now it's time to move on. Because here's the truth, Britain can't save everyone, and it shouldn't try. This is Nubian Narrator News, observing the collapse and occasionally applauding when England remembers its England.